It's your boy Hellraiser again. Okay, so on that practice we did last time, I've done one review of one of the rounds, and now I'm going to do a review of another round, and this will be the last one. This is, in my opinion, probably the best one, if I remember correctly, and that's why I wanted to do a video of it. It'll be much like the last one, I'll just talk over things. I'll try and make this one shorter though, and tonight we play against Crave, Brave, and whoever, so I'll try and do some demos of that as well. Yeah, so I'll just go straight into it then. So a bit messy at first, but I think we settle down somewhere about here. And let's go back. I'm not going to go over every single detail, and obviously at the beginning you expect things to be a bit messier than later on. But as I say, this is the first moment that things look like they're going to settle down. And from this point, I'm going to talk about both teams and what they should be thinking about. So, first thing is Reds are closer together, which can be a good thing. I would say they're most in command. I mean, he's the most important player on the pitch at the moment. On the pitch, I'll say the pitch on the map at the moment. However, these two are a bit too close together, and so I'll start off with Reds, and the first thing I'll say is this guy's got to move, bleh, bleh, somewhere over here, so that he doesn't have to worry about him so much and can focus on these two. Because at the end of the day, the Blues are both in this corner, and Thingy's on the balcony swinging it, jack shit. And don't, if this happens, don't worry. There are loads of situations where this happens where you have to reset yourself as a team, get on the ground and get stable and build from. You can't go straight into a central sort of dominance. So don't worry. This is just the starting point. Now, for Reds, as I say, he should be going this way. And in this situation, in this position, for how it looks, I would focus this way for these two. Why? Holding this guy in this corner would be fantastic. If you could just get these two stuck here, then at some point you'll break them down, or you'll be able to isolate this player or something like that. Most important thing is you're in control. There's no rush, because at the end of the day, they're going to have to do something to get out of it. And if you can get a stable position that's hard for them to push, then they're going to have to jump and do something more long range. And at that point, you might be able to hit them in the air or hit them as they get on the ground or push them as soon as they get there. And so it's not a comfortable position for them. They haven't got that much room to work with. And so if these two could push this way and this guy pushes this way, you're in a solid position. But you're also in a good position. It's hard to break down, and these two don't know what to do, and he doesn't know what to do. As Blues, this guy can't do that much. He needs to obviously push out this way a little bit, try and get some of this space, even if you get pushed back immediately, which I'll come back into a second. Pushing this way is going to gain you some space and make you a problem. These two need to start pushing out, pushing the enemy this way and trying to gain some ground. There's no point jumping massive ranges or anything like that. It's not going to do anything. It's just going to make you guys unorganized, and it's going to make your teammates less sure of what they're supposed to do if you're jumping around and they don't know what position you're going to be in. So these two definitely need to start pushing this way. And something that I'll mention about this, because it is important, there's a reason why when you might land in a position, the main position you want to be. Let's say he's in the best position he wants to be, essentially. He's in the most central, you could say. But he doesn't want to fight there. He wants to fight slightly away from there. Because if he stays here and the enemy take the fight to him, then he's going to get pushed away from that. But if he moves, this guy here, if he moves this way and say he fights here, if he gets pushed back, he's in the position he wants to be. And he has that bit of space to play with. You don't want to be fighting on the edge, or on like the perfect spot that you want to be controlling. You want to be fighting away from it, forcing them to push you further to get you off it, sort of thing. So if this guy wants to push this way, And even if he gets pushed back, he just goes back to where he started, and he's fine. He's got all the balcony to play with. He's difficult to deal with. And if you have two people focus on him, these two get out. So that's why it's important for these two here to focus this direction. And if this guy comes out and he's not dealt with, then this guy is suddenly trapped between two people. So you've got to kind of... this is why it's important to take some space and to move into things earlier, just to stop your enemy getting into them. So what happens? This guy lets this guy out. This guy's let out as well by this guy because they both shifted this way. And this guy, whoever this is, I'm going to say it's probably Netches, sees this guy jump in, and he's thinking, well, if you're attacking this side, I'm going to attack this side, which is fine. But they're both rushed. Like you haven't got into a good range. You haven't got into a good position where you've closed in. You've both jumped from far away positions, and you're absolutely nowhere near him. And yes, he shouldn't be swinging just blindly like that, but he's out, taking the central spot, and he's done what he should be doing. He should be pushing a little bit more centrally. You guys love to hug the outside walls. Holy fuck, you're so scared of getting something a bit more central. You're the most outside player, which is fine, but if you're here, you're still the most outside player, and you're still pushing them this way. So just get in a little bit, even if it's just somewhere over here. It makes a massive difference. Probably here is probably best to stop him from going this way. But now blues are... it's a completely different scenario now. He's got himself in between people. He's now backstabbing, and he's backstabbing him. And yeah. But you see how when I say jumping around just ruins your structure, just ruins the positions you're in. And there's no stability. There was no stability there. And if you play like that, then the team that kind of like swarms quicker or makes the least mistakes is going to win. Yeah, just reading what Shad talking about. Not getting into that. So yeah, it's another case of this scenario. Difficult. 2v3, difficult. You want to kind of be close enough together, but also not getting in each other's way. This is fine. If you want to stay up there and you play somewhere here, this guy can always join in and help at a different point. This guy gets attacked a bunch of times, but nothing is bothering him, and he's focusing over there. That's absolutely fine. And he comes in to push him. Fine. Now you're together. You're not really in each other's way too much. This guy should probably come this way a little bit, because this guy's going into the hallway. You can face these two for a moment. Ugh. You over-focused on this guy, basically. I was just wondering where that was going. Okay, that was good. Oh, I'm typing. Yeah, you're also absolutely not trusting of your teammates. You have to trust your teammates to be able to deal with basic stuff. Okay, so in this scenario again, reds have the central ground. Blues are pushed to the outside. Push in this way. To start moving this way, you might have to go around a little bit to give him some space. This guy can fall back to the door in case he needs to fall back further, which is, I think, is what he's done. And yeah, let me just go back. I think that was more or less what I was saying to do. Oh, you started backing off there. No, you should be moving this way. If you're here now, good position. This guy would be looking at you thinking, yeah, we can double team this guy, and that's a solution for me to get out of the way. He does jump him, but you should be over here. Oh, the link up would be perfect. These two are okay together. Neither team has to worry about these two for that moment. You're only going to get in each other's way. And so yeah, like it's the Blues' immediate fucking evacuate any sort of central position. I mean, look at the Reds there. Great central position. They're pushing you away. Okay? They're causing you problems. They're not that worried about you two behind because you're so far away to begin with. So he pushes forward instead of falling backwards or letting you attack him, catches you off guard. He's the most central, obviously. You start attacking that guy in the central, you're attacking this guy, you're going over to attack this guy, and yeah, it's not that bad. But you can see there's way too much swinging, way too much jumping, not enough movement. Just pushing in closer makes such a massive difference. But blues are starting to fight back. Nah, you've been pushed back a lot there. And I'm just going to rewind to see what it is. And I didn't want to make this video long, but it's turning out to be. So no one's on the balcony. No one's on the balcony. No one's on the balcony. You got to challenge this guy, so you're going to get on the balcony. And it's fine to have a guy on the balcony. Don't want to make it sound like it shouldn't be on the balcony. But you go to attack this guy, and instead of falling back this way, you continue in that direction. Which can happen. But, see, that's not the end of the world. That's not terrible. It's not exactly what you want, but it's not terrible. Just to go back. Yeah, it should be here. But this guy has to move this way. You're dealing with him. You can't run away from him. Whoever that is. Oh, you backed off there. Now you're stuck to him. And now the problem begins. Because if you're attacking him and you're stopping him here, then this guy can find a way out and have a bit more space to work with. And this guy isn't as rushed to come and help. But this guy's been pushed back, you've been pushed back, and you've got to get better at taking the earlier engagements. Because as I said, if I can find that spot again, you don't want to be fighting him over here. You want to be fighting him over here. You should have moved towards him to fight him in his space rather than in yours, but your initial thing was to fall back. Now, it's good that we didn't have 3 people on balcony, which is very, very nice, and it's good that you guys got away from it as soon as possible. But this guy is absolutely fighting for his life. And it's good that you guys didn't just jump in to help him stupidly and getting yourselves all on that balcony again. Reds are just, they're just using the fact that they're more aggressive and more mobile to their advantage. But even if you are stronger on the ground, which may be the case here, unless you're using that advantage properly and playing it, then you're not going to get much out of it. And they're going to be jumping a lot. You have to push back. You have to take that ground. Now, this is, obviously, positions are changing a lot, but it's starting to look a lot better there. If I can just go over there, just to show the evolution of the situation. No one's on the balcony. No one's out on the outsides. Yeah, you're a bit like you want to be here. I think that's obvious, and you're pushing in the right way, and you're central. You've fallen back. These two need to push in. Okay, you didn't fall back as much as I thought, but yeah, they push in, trying to help. And now you're contesting that center. Look at that. That's so much different to having 2 people up here or 2 people over here. And oh, now you're starting to attack each other and overlap. First overlap, proper overlap. Not the bullshit that was happening before where 2 people were jumping miles away from the enemy. Oh, you actually got in and killed him. So let's see what you do here. 3v2 and you're also spread out and you're also like on the outsides again. You challenge him to don't let you push you back, but you've got no fucking space to work with, so you had to. Good. Quicker into the middle. Much better. Into the middle. Look at that. That's so much better. You don't have to be in the middle pushing out as long as you're close together and contesting, which is good. And look, these two had to fall back. Look at that. You have this, like you have the space advantage here. That's a mistake. I didn't notice that. Oh, shit sticks. I'm just going over the little things that we need to fix, which will help out a lot. Blah blah blah. Clash there. You're good. You're good. Like you were boxing them in there. When you jump over, this guy's just let out. And because he pushed in too far, he's found space. So if we go back just a second, because this is like absolute shit. I don't know. Okay, we haven't got that. Ah, bollocks, bollocks. Shit. Oh, yeah. This kill. All right, fuck it, I found it. I really don't want to miss this because this is a good example and I can take a pause. Right, okay. He's just jumping there, but pretend he isn't. You got to think to yourself, where's the red's way out? The red's way out is over here, somewhere in this direction. They can't go this way. There's too much space to go. Like it's too far to move in this way. So this guy needs to step back a bit and be like, I'm defending this area. You don't have to be so close. This guy pushes in this way, and then they start having problems. Because if this guy pushes in just a little bit, I don't know, somewhere like here, or whatever, just starts hovering this direction, this guy's fallen back, so he's somewhere like here, and this guy's pushing in, then you're in a situation where it's hard for them to find a safe way of getting out, and they have to deal with someone attacking them, and they know with whatever reaction they do to this guy could create an opening for these guys to jump in, and that's when you want to make your move. But instead, what happens is this guy pushes in close, and this guy jumps over. And because this guy pushes in close, it's much easier to slip past you and get into space. And now this guy is going to find space because somebody's just jumped over him. Look at that, he's in miles of space. This guy is the only one that kind of did the right thing there. And he's following this guy, which is nice, I believe. Yes, good, absolutely. For whatever reason, you love to hug the fucking sides. And if the both of you were just a little bit more here and here, then he can't go this way. But now I'm looking at this line, he can go this way if he wants. And that's what he does. I can see the script. I know exactly where this is going. Oh, and they even get a kill. But these are the type of things that we're not doing right. And it's a lot about having the confidence to do it and the reassurance. It's always that thing that I say, we don't force anything. We just keep pushing and it'll happen. Like it doesn't. If there's a chance, we don't think we have to hit this chance. Holy shit, yeah, get this chance, big chance. No, we're just thinking, oh, okay, there's an opening here, I'll push. And then you find out what happens and you attack that and just keep going and keep repositioning and kind of like make sure they can't get out and confine them and give them no space sort of thing. So yeah, a lot of jumping around and the blues are split up and they're far away, like they're on the outside. Look at that, that's really good by the reds. They targeted someone there. Fire didn't do anything rash, so he's close and he's not fucking up. Netchez has jumped in, which is pretty reasonable. And Fire's kept his place, which means he's controlled this whole area. Like it's not really, he's been influential in that area the whole time. But the jumping around from Reds has caused them a problem. And the Blues, obviously playing more defensive, and really shit with my controls, are starting to slow down the Reds a little bit here and starting to punish them for their jumping around. And they're being a little bit quicker to react to like teammates or space being in a bad situation. So that the bit, it's like how somebody just jumped in there. It's much easier to record this when you remain. God damn it. Good jump by Meth. Trying to see. And you see how Reds, when they see that space in the middle and their ability to isolate someone, especially Netchez, that's his bread and butter, the sort of thing, he just goes for it. And this guy, these two were too far away. They both fell back, which is what I'm trying to stop you guys from doing, falling back to the edges. And as soon as they started falling back to the edges, they're like, okay, we can move forward then. And they're going to be slow to react, and we can just double team this guy for a moment. Even if it's like 2-3 seconds, it can be really important. Good job by Tyr there, countering Netchez. So this is good. You should have been quicker here, but this is the area this person wants to be in. Stopping these guys getting out. And you shouldn't be too close. This is fine. This range-wise is fine. They're both looking at this guy thinking, shit, are we going to get hit? But if I can take it back a moment. I didn't do that, did I? Because this is something else that we do. And it pains me. Don't do this. This is useless. Don't be opposite sides of someone because they can just run this way. If this guy is here, then this is a whole different scenario. If this guy is here, these two are not pushing this way. They're falling back, and then you can start pushing them in that direction. Think of it like a cone. Like, we want this sort of angle, or something like that, somewhere in this sort of range, not a straight line. Because they're gonna, yeah, one guy's got out, and the other guy, they both couldn't get out that way, I don't think, or one of them wasn't comfortable, so he has fallen back, and these two should focus on this guy, and this guy or this guy should not move towards this guy. Now, well, okay, he jumped way further than I thought. But another thing to point out about that, the way that we dealt with that, is look how much jumping the Blues do for no reason. That you've lost everything. It's not even slightly what it was. Now all three people are next to a wall or something, and he's found the most space, and he's starting to move into space. Oh, in fact, no, he's going to attack here. And then this blue fell back to the wall and allowed the other guy to backstab. This is why you have to push. If you're playing a jumpy style, fine, you can deal better with being at the walls because you jump from there out somewhere else if you get the chance. But we're ground fighters, and we focus on space. We have to dominate that space. And it's good that you're punishing reds, and it's good that you're finding frags, because you know they have to keep up this speed. If they're not jumping around and using their mobility all the time, and they slow down, then you know that you're going to have your chance to get on top of them. So it's good that you're punishing them, but you could get so much better stability and control if you stop finding yourselves on the outside and rushing in to help people. Positioning's better. Yeah, I'm going to find an example of something else in a second. I know exactly what I'm thinking, because this is another thing that you guys do. And it's like a normal thing to do in terms of what you see a lot of people do. Right. That was horrific, and I'll use that as an example. Third day of being ill. Right, so let's see the situation. This guy is under a bit of pressure, and this guy's coming to attack as well. So I understand that Blues think I need to go help. Number one helpful thing you can do when this guy moves this way is for this guy just to move this way as well. Don't jump in, just stay up close. It's the same as if your teammate is in this corner and the enemy is here, you push in close, ready to attack. If you just jump in, you're just hurting him. So even if you can jump, by the way. This guy could jump this guy, and that would be fine. But don't jump here. Don't come in this area. Fucking leave that area. Attack this area if you want. Be a pain in the back, but you want to be this side of the enemy still. You don't want to be jumping over the enemy. You don't want to be jumping into your teammate. And so this guy didn't know what was happening, so that's why he's done that. But this guy jumping fucking, I don't know, trying to break records in the distance he jumped. He got in the way more than anything else, and because it's so slow, these guys are like, oh, well, fuck it, let's kill this guy, he's a bitch. And they did a terrible job, but you get the idea. This guy should have acted way sooner. Look at this. Look at this. Push here. Push this guy out the way. Get this. If you attack here and grounded him or grounded him to push them out the way, then you would dominate this space. You would like find yourselves having a much better time. And you dawdle around in this area being a pussy. This guy swings at someone. Of course, you should be laying into this guy. Oh, half-ass swing, miles away from the enemy. Old comes in, should never have done that. I think that's Old anyway. And he's getting backstabbed by what I'm guessing is Espad. And he gets panned. He shouldn't be here. He should be fighting Espad or standing off at the back here. Now you guys have got yourselves in a fucking mess. I think Blues win this as well, and I can't tell how they did this. Apart from Reds just being so messy, it's unbelievable. Surprised it's so close. Anyway, Espad does a good job there. Tyr gets a kill. Stop being scared of the opponent. Look at them, they're bullying you. And and there's going to be kind about this. They're not the best ground players. You could push them quite easily. Nechez is a jumper. Espad, jumper. use your ground to push them back, to slow them down, to dictate. You know, when they land, you want to be pushing them away so they can't, like they're having to reposition, they're having to fall back all the time. And it gives you time to do something else and space. How long has this been? 25 minutes. Holy fucking mother of God. Okay, we're going to sprint through the last of this. And I'm only going to stop if it's something particularly good, and I'm just going to abuse you guys with insults while this is happening. Outside again, Blues. I mean, considering that the Reds are jumpers and you're ground players, the fact that you're on the outside and they're on the inside is utter disgusting. Actually, who is on the Blues? There's Old School, Meth. Also, Meth is a jumper. Old School is a defensive player, and tier is support. But yeah, even so, defensive players should push, and so should support players. I did a video on that before. I did a video to help loads of people in the community videos, not the TUA ones. It's fucking close though. Oh, on the outsides again. Absolute mayhem. Net chest is causing problems there for the enemy. The enemy is just jumping around to survive. Good job by Old School there. He's doing some good moves. I think that's Old School anyway. Crap jump though. Fucking miles away. That was. Oh, I was gonna say that was bad. I could tell immediately. Yeah, good hit. Ugh. Skill issue with the camera guy there. At some point, I want to do a video on TUA, like teamwork and structure, so you guys have a visual of everything rather than just me typing shit. But look at, I mean, the Blues are just so split up all the time, and Reds are able to swarm because they're more mobile. That's why ground players, you gotta. Yet there are times where you've got to like not get close to each other, but you've got to be within range of doing something usually with each other, so you can backstab. If you're so far away you can't backstab with a normal basic jump, then yeah, you're fucking insane. Unless you're very good at 1v1. Like if it was Terra, for example, I'd be like, okay, Terra can look after himself. But you guys are getting swarmed in 1v1. And a lot of it, yeah. Yeah, I've already talked about it. I'm not going anymore. Fuck this shit. I mean, Blues are starting to pile on a bit of pressure, but it looks like Reds are going to win. I couldn't remember who wins. Oh, one frag though. Okay, I think I've said all I need to say. Sorry it's so long, but it was really good in my opinion for some of the content that I needed to talk about. Thank you very much. Peace out.